Hi, this is Charles with a quick review on Assault on Normandy by Bolt Action Games. The game comes with a rulebook, 40 hard plastic miniatures equaling about a 300-point army for the Americans and the Germans. It's basically 20 U.S. Army infantry, 20 German Heer infantry, and a ruined farmhouse, and 8 action dice. Now the game will come with sprues like this with the weapons, and sprues like this for the soldiers, and you'll see soldiers are in here. I've already removed them. The heads are here, and I've done another video which basically said attach the figure to the base first. Do not remove the arms from the sprues, but you'll do those in pairs as you go along, or you'll have a big mess on your hand. And then I prefer to do the left arm first, the rifle, and then the right arm because it overlaps the rifle. For me it was easier at least. And it comes with order dice for 3 squads each. And here's the rule book. Very nice. I think it's about a $40 value by itself. Lots of color, lots of information on shooting, different rules. Very clear, but it's a lot of information here. And then this is the most important part of the book, is this sheet. This sheet will give you an idea of how to build your squad. So there's so many options, it's hard to figure out at first what you want to do. But you can follow this standard guideline of doing regular infantry for all these guys. With rifles, you can add SMGs or all kinds of different things, but there's a point cost. And there's a program called Battle Scribe, which does a great job of letting you understand how the game mechanics work. But basically you have a lieutenant who is in charge of the whole area, and he gives a plus benefit to some of the troops if he's within 6 inches in the standard game. Then you have an NCO who is in charge of a squad, and then you have squad members who are typically rifles, like 4 or 5 depending on your faction and how many points you want to allocate towards that. And then you might have a machine gunner like a BAR or LMG or something like that accompanying that squad. So when you're playing the game, you draw dice out of a bag, and whichever one you get, if that's the Americans, you would order the Americans, and you would place whatever order they did beside this. And this helps you track whether their movement's done or not, what type of movement that they've done, and how it affects the shooting and different things like that happen in the game. But going back to this sheet gives you a nice little summary of how to do it. Also the other available options, which I'm sure you will be buying after you play infantry only. It's just natural to want to add the other units to the game, but it is a highly infantry game, so it's been really fun. Last night we played with just infantry, and it was a blast. And then so you've got the American sprue for the American infantry. You can see the bodies and such are here, the heads, and all of these are labeled as far as which piece belongs where. And the bodies will all match all these things. That's no problem. Again, the arms are where the pairs come up. And then let's see, there's different things you can add on, like backpacks and special equipment packs and things like that, binoculars, etc. Now on the back side here we've got all the rifles with the details, and this game treats most rifles just like a rifle. The snipers are special, but the M1 Garand and the M1 Carbine and the M1903 are all treated like rifles, so it doesn't really matter which one that you pick for a rifle squad, but it just kind of adds a nice look to the game if you want to make them all match, or if you want a mixture of different types of weapons and stuff. And some have bayonets too. And the Germans have much less decisions here. You can see they have a G43 rifle, a Kar 98, a Scope 98. So they have about 3 types of, you'll see A, B, C, D, E, and N, N. So they mostly have Kar 98 rifles. We've got Q, which is the MP40. We've got the MG42 and the MG34 up top there. There's a few of those. MG42 is a team. It does not go with the squad. And the MG34 is like an accompaniment to the squad. So you'll see some poses here, which kind of help you get an idea of how to paint them if you want. And then there's a metal line associated with this series too, which you can replace the heads or use the metal heads if you want to switch out. And then you've got the lieutenant who's in charge of the whole battlefield. And then you can design these squads and commanders and stuff with different levels of experience. So you can start with a second lieutenant and make them a first lieutenant. You can make them a captain, a major, and they'll get pluses on the battlefield. But you have to maintain that 6-inch radius, which is tough when you're spread out all over the place trying to get to that leader to get that bonus and stuff. I also took a piece of paper and wrote down my squads in advance, or like my unit types that I had built, and I stacked them out. And then on another piece of paper I wrote down my squads, and I organized my squads out so I knew exactly what I was missing when I was done. And I did my squads first and kind of looked at what I had left over to make flamethrower units, or whatever you want. I also got the American Starter Kit too. But here's some tools that you may need. I like to take a Sharpie and write on the bottom of these units what type of unit that they are, just in case I forget what it looks like, or if I want to, another player is not familiar with